The problem with talking about this is it's deeply, deeply countercultural. Deep somewhere in the lower brainstem of everybody working in the NHS is a belief that quality costs more money. That's our fundamental belief. The basic deal that you have all done, well, I must have worked on hundreds of business cases in my career. They used to be for 10,000, 100,000, a million, and 100 million. It didn't matter. Basically, I was writing documents to say, I'll give you something better if you hand over a load of money to me. That's the basic, deep understanding of the relationship. And you can even find evidence that it's true. This is a really good example. This is a great study. It's been repeated internationally that shows that if you have more qualified nurses on a ward, more qualified staff, then mortality goes down. It's a fantastic, well-evidenced study that reinforces our deep brainstem belief that better quality costs more money. But of course, what people do when they look at the graph is they look at the trend line. What they don't do is look at the box that the trend line is in, because the box is the system of care. And it is absolutely true that if in any current system of care, better quality costs more money. But if you change the system of care, then that doesn't hold, and you can generate better quality for less money. So if you go out today to buy a car, you can choose to buy an expensive high-quality car or a cheaper medium-quality car. The current system of producing cars today means that there is a choice of more money for better quality. But the overall process, the system for making cars, has transformed over 30 and 40 years, so that today's medium-priced car is of higher quality and cheaper in real terms than the high-quality car of 20 years ago. So when you change the system, it is possible to alter the relationship. But you have to win this argument over and over again, because our deep instinct is that better quality costs. It even starts at the top, and I'm proud to serve ministers, but when you hear politicians of any colour talking on the radio or the television about someone saying there's a problem in dementia services or there's a problem in children's services, the political answer always starts with, we're addressing it by spending another 100 million. When you listen to chief executives, things like I've been talking about quality problem, they talk about we need our payer, our PCT, to respond by more funding for this service. When you listen to frontline clinicians, GP colleagues, they'll talk about we need an extra member of staff. It's deep in our culture, and it will be a long and challenging process to change it. But we must change it if we want to sustain and protect the NHS that we are so very proud of. So I'm going to talk about the things that we can do, and I'm going to do it in two sections. I'm going to give you an entirely kind of personal selection of some of the things that have impressed me about just ideas for change. I mean, it's very difficult picking out individual examples, because I'm not, just to be clear, I'm not endorsing any of these above any of the other fantastic things in this room and beyond, but I just want to give you a flavour, because I think they illustrate different parts of the continuum. And then I want to spend just the last part of what I'm going to say talking about moving from spotting innovation to the real task, which is that of making it happen at scale and at pace. And I'm slightly worried that I've forgotten. But I want to talk about service innovation, classic scientific medical technology, and other kinds of technological change. Just think about service. Well, the most obvious example, I'm very proud to be the sponsor of the NHS Institute, and they've done much great work over the years, but they've got one particular set of products that's revolutionary in terms of unlocking the relationship between quality and value in our biggest spend, which is frontline clinical staff. The Productive series is remarkable in that it does that very rare trick of both engaging staff in the process of change, making them feel positive and very directly in control of the process, and being able to address issues that otherwise would get missed. And it consistently reveals quite a painful truth, which is that for all our staff are deeply committed highly value-driven and working very hard, their working lives are dominated by waste, error, duplication, delay. Typically, nurses, staff, hard-pressed, describing themselves as, understandably, as overworked on a ward. They're overworked because they're wasting something between a quarter and a third of their professional time on the discharge drugs that weren't there, the admission information that wasn't in the right place, the doctor who wasn't in the right place at the right time, the therapy set. All that stuff is where the value is. And we have at our fingertips, and many of you are implementing, a set of tools that are so powerful that the rest of the world is trying to get hold of the productive series to use in their own hospitals. And it's ours. It's the NHS's tool to change itself, and we've made remarkable progress over the last year in people beginning to, moving from a kind of a dribble to a wave of people implementing. But if you've got a trust or a service provider facing the financial challenges and you're not seeking to use these or equivalent tools to unlock the wasted potential of your staff, if you're just removing staff from the off-duty rota without making these changes, then you're not doing QIP. There are two ways of changing staff. One is what the RCM would call redesign. I would agree with them, this kind of thing. The other, the RCM would call redline, just taking posts off. The first is QIP, the second is not. And increasingly we want to be discriminating about the extent to which people are using these fantastic service change technologies built in England, adopted aggressively by the rest of the world, for us to use to transform our services. Of course, we get most excited about the amazing things that happen in medical technology. One of the joys of working in the NHS, there are two joys, I think. One is the people. I was going to say they're all absolutely fantastic. They're nearly all absolutely fantastic. You're obviously all fantastic, but they're nearly all absolutely fantastic to work with. It's a privilege for us every day. And the other is just being present as this machine of science and industry creates these new ideas. But our model of how to put that in place is additive. What we do is we take these ideas and we layer them on top of what we've already got, and this confusing melee of old and new technologies side by side, different setups, staff who know the instruction manual for one and apply those rules to a new piece of kit. We simply drop randomly these technologies on. So one of the skill sets we need is on it being incisive about when we choose to make technology happen, that we remove the other systems and we make it work. We have a unique, I think, a unique mindset about technology. In every other industry in the world, technology of this kind, scientific leading edge technology, is regarded as a quality adder and a cost reducer. In healthcare internationally, including us, our mindset is that it's a quality adder and a cost adder. We're the only industry in the world that fails to harness the efficiency gain of much of its technology, and again, we need to get over it. I get very excited. So I have picked out some examples. We ran, as you know, and it's on the board behind you, this program called ITAP, trying to create a pipeline of ideas that had some backing. As you've heard people say before, it was slightly amazing. The top 20 technologies claimed that they'd solved a quarter of my problem. The whole list solved more than all my problem put together. I wonder whether I should just stop. So there may be some issues about the confidence levels in the numbers, but the numbers are big. That's what you can say about them. The potential to release value is very, very significant.